On a quiet winter morning, Ethan was walking through a side street in the small town of Asheville just as he did every day to clear his mind before work. The air was crisp and fog hung low over the empty sidewalks. Suddenly, something caught his eye. Lying motionless among fallen leaves was a tiny, shivering creature, barely visible, barely moving. He stepped closer, heart pounding. It was a newborn puppy, its eyes still shut, body soaking wet and limbs limp. There was no sound, no real movement, just a faint trembling that hinted at a flicker of life. It looked like it had spent the whole night alone. In the cold, Ethan's breath caught in his chest. Without a second thought, Ethan gently scooped the fragile body into his arms. It was cold like ice and feather light. Something about this tiny life stirred something deep in him. "Not today," he whispered. "I won't let you die." He sped off to the nearest veterinary clinic. Inside the emergency room, the vet placed the puppy on a soft, warm towel and immediately began checking its heartbeat and breathing. They surrounded it with hot water bottles and connected a heat pad. "It's critical," the vet said, "but it's not gone. There's still hope." Hours passed. The vet showed Ethan how to feed it using a syringe filled with special puppy formula. Sitting on a small stool, Ethan carefully brought the syringe to its tiny mouth. It was slow, delicate work, but with every drop he felt like he was pouring life back into that trembling body. His eyes welled up with hope. In the early morning hours, something miraculous happened. The puppy tilted its head ever so slightly. Then a tiny paw jerked. A faint sound escaped its mouth. It was weak but real. Ethan's heart jumped. A smile broke across his face as tears silently streamed down. The vet explained the puppy would need muscle stimulation each day after feeding. Ethan gently massaged and moved its legs and paws, mimicking natural motion. Slowly it began to respond, lifting its limbs, even twitching its tail. Each tiny movement felt like a small miracle. A full week passed. The little one was opening its eyes, reacting to Ethan's voice and developing facial expressions. But something seemed off. The head shape, the sound, even the tail. It didn't really look or act like a puppy. After more thorough examination, the vet chuckled and said, "Ethan, it's not a puppy. It's a kitten." Ethan froze. Then he burst into laughter, overwhelmed with disbelief. For a whole week he had been treating this tiny creature like a dog. But in truth it was a fragile newborn kitten, and he couldn't have cared less. Whether puppy or kitten, it was alive, and that's what mattered. Days turned into moments of joy. The kitten began to walk, then jump, then chase shadows across the floor. She would tumble, fall, and get right back up. The once silent home was now filled with the sound of tiny paws and cheerful meows. Ethan felt like he was watching a child learn to live. Evening, Ethan sat on his couch. The kitten curled up against his chest. He realized something powerful. He didn't just save her. She saved him too. She reignited a light in his soul, a softness he thought he'd lost. Through her, he rediscovered empathy, simplicity, and what it truly means to care. This isn't just a story of saving an animal. It's about mercy, a mercy so deep it can awaken life where only silence was left. Every creature, no matter how small or fragile, deserves a second chance. Sometimes one moment of compassion can change an entire destiny. Don't walk past someone, human or animal, who needs help. You might be the reason they survive, the hope they cling to.